language, national borders, movement, ethnicity.
Site, place, actions, transformation, shift.
This is the third edition of the series called Moderna Exhibition, which has been twice before at the Moderna Museet in Stockholm, 2006 and 2010. For the third one, we decided, first of all, to move it to Malmö, to Moderna Museet here. And also we decided to broaden the geographical range from just including artists based or related to Sweden to also include most of the Baltic region. The reason for that is also the 100th anniversary of the Baltic exhibition that took place in Malmö in 1914, which was a huge industrial design and art exhibition.
Speaking of the Baltic region, I would like to emphasize that there have been always relations between the countries in this region. But of course the exhibition is not only about the geographical kind of aspect here, but of course it gave us a chance to kind of frame the research area and also to work with the artists that maybe that they are not known here in Sweden and not maybe even in the whole Scandinavian region.
We're not trying to do a statement about a whole region. This is what the art scene is about at the moment. We had our point of departures, and we also came up with this exhibition where we have selected 38 artists, and but we've met so many more interesting and great artists and reviewed portfolios, etc. So this is not an overview of what's going on at the moment.
My piece is called I Like Older Women, and it's based on geometric forms, circles and a triangle, and it consists of three colors, black and white and red. And I found this in a place called Lesbian Her Story Archive in New York. And this is a remake of the one I found. I'm trying to find out what are these colors for us. What is this color language, the visual language? What is it doing to us? And what if you just take one part of it out? What kind of story does that tell?
Yeah, the word act is here the focus in a way. So it indicates on acting, performativity, movements, transformations from one place to another, from one situation to another, or yeah, it says also much about changes and in that way, I guess it involves some kind of thinking about contemporary situation.
I'm showing the piece The Mighty Indignation, which is a piece where I've documented the May 1st, 2014 in Copenhagen. And this year there's a protest by the Prime Minister, Helle Thorning-Schmidt. And there was a protest where the protesters, they blew whistles to so you couldn't hear her because they said she wasn't the right. She was, her politics were too right-wing and were no longer representing the voice of the workers. So I'm sort of looking at the May 1st as an event, and sort of what is a worker today, what is the social democracy Denmark and Scandinavia. So the piece is about this lamp, and I see the lamp as a kind of a symbol for society and a symbol for a working society. If the lamp works, society works, and this is what we together pay for to make society work. This kind of structure is something that has become a bit too much invisible. So what I do is that I cover it in like a new dress that looks like a white pillar. And this white pillar is both enhancing it and also making it invisible. So I want the piece to be like having this double movement. Is this like a totalitarian privatizing of the common, or is it like something that is making it more visible?
Maybe the first idea of when you read the title is a political content and the political actions taking place, which we see in the exhibition, and we feel they are very important in the exhibition. But there are also several other aspects of the term act.
So the title is let me Google that for you, and it's already third version of this installation that we kind of change and develop. The idea itself comes from attempt to deal with the personal archive that we collect. We Google some references or some things that we have to know, and you always discover some important and completely unimportant things together, and it's kind of always, we are fascinated about this combination that is kind of very mechanical, but in a way also very creative, that you always see the completely different context of the things, and that we also try to keep in our piece or installation here, that we using very specific references that's important for us, but in a way that could be maybe also seen to be also like random images from maybe Google.
So now we're unpacking Maija Rudovska's 4 paintings sent from Helsinki by a regular post. They're all part of her international series paintings.
There was a point of departure for us when we started the research, which actually relates to Judith Shotlansky's book, Remote Islands. Well, I'm not going to explain it more here, but still it was actually related to maps and places and centers, peripheries, and many other aspects that were interesting for us.
I think we had also a few, not to call them key words, but as Maija said, with center, periphery, and what to make up a place, the geographical range, or national borders, ethnicities, languages, and personal identities. Terms and themes like that was there from the beginning, that we took a point of departure in, and then we moved along also to a more maybe to call it an abstract idea of the concept of movement, from digital to physical, for example.
And when people used to ask him, "Why are you gazing at the horizon?" he said, "I want to know what's at the end of that road."
We wanted a diverse exhibition, and so I think it was important also to include older artists and artworks from, I think the earliest artwork is from 65 maybe, by Tadeusz Kantor, who's no longer alive as well. So there are some of these historical artworks also included in the exhibition, not to be seen as just historical. They are discussing topics that are as current today I would say.
Yeah, and let's note also that quite many artists are coming from post-Soviet countries, if we call them so. So they are, of course, also, some of them in their works are addressing certain issues that are topical in those countries. But of course, it's not related to only the nationality issues or the context that particular countries are facing. They actually speak of a much broader problematics that we all maybe deal with in our lives at the moment.
The piece we're doing right now is called Hoisting the Banner, and this is one of the things we do when we exhibit in a new country. It's sort of a propagandistic act. We call it photo performance, meaning that we hoist country's flag, or actually a modified flag where is this invisible hand on the flag. And as this Visible Solutions LLC is mainly dealing with capitalism, so this is one of the central metaphors we are constantly using, this invisible hand. Our this driving force is actually investigation into the principles of capitalism, in a way. So these products we have are dealing with the ideas of capitalism itself.
We can also see other projects in the exhibition that are related to the United Kingdom and discussing things going on there, but they are as present here today and in the rest of the Baltic region, like gentrification, for example. And these topics are more or less universal.
Territory, technology, confession.
I am a micro read you.